Determine based on the time t. Let's say the signal looks like that. How will you form the Fourier series? The first thing to do is to establish the relationship between ft and t. No? So, papaano? Ganito yan. The function of t based on the graph is equal to 0. At what span? Not all the times it is 0, but it is at a span from -1, time t is less than or equal to -1, less than, greater than, or equal to 0. That is the boundary of the first part of the signal. Then the second part of the signal, function of t is equal to +1. May value na eh. No? At what span? It is 1 all throughout from 0 to 1. Okay? Now, since you have two values of a function of t, but of two different boundary, this can be combined into one. Pwede mong gawin ganito na lang yan eh. The function of t is equal to ganon. Ito ay 0 and 1. Dapat ganyan ginawa ko sa inyo para nag-isip kayo. Kailan 0? That is -1. Then, and it is 0 to 1. Okay? So, kahit walang equation, binigay lang yung waveform, kaya nyo mag-form na equation. Pagka na-form na equation, function of t, then start forming the Fourier series, starting with a sub o. When we say a sub o, n is equal to 0. No? Then you have a sub n, n starting with 1. Kasi na-compute na ninyo yung 0 with n equal to 0. Then b sub n, again, starting with n equal to 1. Then substitute on the formula. Ano yung formula natin? We have there a sub o over 2 plus the summation from n equal to 1 up to infinity, a sub n cosine of n pi t. No? Plus b sub n sine of n pi t. Ang assumption natin dito, your omega is 2 pi over a period of t. The time required to complete one cycle is 2 pi. But there are cases wherein the time required to complete one cycle is not 2 pi. So, babalik ka doon sa general formula na omega sub o over t, and omega sub o over capital T, that is the total time, multiplied by any time t. No? Then you have a sub n and b sub n. Okay? Now, let's have the Laplace transform. Pagdating sa control system, no, halimbawa, na-design mo na yan. Na-design mo na, nag-design ka ng o ng electronics system. Hindi pagdating sa industry, dati kasi ang ginagawa ipapabricate mo na yan, tapos itetest, trial and error. No? Let's say, magde-design ka ng anong component sa electronics. Whatever the component on the electronics, ima-manufacture mo yan. Tapos itetest mo, mag-a-apply ka ng different parameters, variable parameters. No? Titingnan mo ang result. Pagka hindi ka satisfied sa result, babaguhin mo na naman yung design. Magma-manufacture ka na naman, magpapabricate ka. That is waste of time and waste of money. It's not an economical practice for the side of engineering. Diyan ngayon papasok yung control system. Sa control system, igagawan mo ng mathematical model. Pagka nagawan mo ng mathematical model, no, i-input mo sa computer, gagawan mo ng program. Pagka na-input mo sa computer, isi-simulate yun. So, pagka binago mo ang input, anong epekto? Kita mo agad sa simulation. Then, andun na yung refining, no? Pagka na-refine mo na yung mathematical model, saka pa lang gagawin yung physical. Physical construction ka na. Ang problema ngayon, paano mo gagawin yung mathematical model? Halimbawa, ganito, no? Magdi-design ka ng shock absorber. Paano mo gagawin yung mathematical model na pagka nalubak ka o pagka naglagay ka ng ganitong load sa shock absorber, paano magiging movement? Pagka ganito kalakas, ano ang movement? Pagka napakahina, ano ang movement? So, dapat makapag-construct ka ng mathematical model. Ano yung mathematical model sa shock absorber? Ganito. When the switch is open, there's no force acting on the shock absorber. No, it's normal. Pagka nalubak, halimbawa, shock absorber ng sasakyan, pagka nalubak yung sasakyan, that's the time of closing the switch. Gagalaw yung shock absorber. Pagka normal na, mag-o-open yung switch. Ano yung mathematical model for the shock absorber? So you have the applied voltage E. This can be taken as the force, no? So you have RLC. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. The voltage drop on the resistor, voltage drop on the inductor, voltage drop on the capacitor is equal to E. Andito na ba kayo sa circuit network analysis? Hello?
Yes, sir.
RLC na kayo o RL pa lang o RC? RLC na, no? O, ganito ang kalalabasan. Voltage drop on the resistor is Ri. The current that will circulate, no, varies with respect to time t. It's not a constant. So you have Ri, voltage drop on the inductor, LdIdt, Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Then voltage drop on the capacitor is Q over C, then equal to E. Okay? And you are now interested on the current I as a function of time t. And this is exactly the replica of the behavior of a shock absorber. Gagawan mo na ng program to, maipo-form mo na yung equation eh. Pagka na-form mo equation, simulate on the computer. Kita mo kung paano gagalaw ang shock absorber. No? And that is possible. This is now considered as the mathematical model. Halimbawa, building. No? Earthquake analysis naman. Pagka nagkaroon ng intensity 7, intensity paano ang movement ng building? Paano gagalaw yan? It is not practical that you're going to build a building, then subject it to a movement, a horizontal movement, no? Very impractical yan. So, paano gagawin mo dito? Kukuha ka ng steel wire, no? Lalagyan mo yan ng mga bola dito. Kung ilang palapag yung yung building, ganun yung dami ng bola. Tapos hahatakin mo to patungo dito. Hahatakin mo. Pagka binitiwan mo yan, mag-o-oscillate yung building. Nakapix dito. So, mag-o-oscillate yung building. No? Gagawan mo ng equation. And that equation is the mathematical modeling. Pagka tinaasan mo yung intensity, makikita mo kung paano gumalaw yung building sa simulation. So, pagka nakita mo na yung movement niyan, mai-design mo na yung pundasyon ng building. And all of these are possible with the use of what we call Laplace Transform. There are two possible solutions. One is the classical, gagamit ka ng differential equation. The other one is modern approach, that is Laplace Transform. So let's set the Laplace Transform. Intindihin nyo mabuti ito kasi gagamitin nyo ito sa control system. The Laplace transform of a function of t. Yun yung symbol for the Laplace transform. Letter L. Is simply, it is defined as the integral from 0 to infinity of a function of t, then e to the negative st dt. So, naka-time domain Naka-time domain ka. I-convert mo yan into a frequency domain. No? So, ang result niyan, pagka integrate mo ito, lalabas function of s. So, from time domain to frequency domain, no? Mathematically speaking, it is the integral from 0 to infinity function of t e to the negative st dt. Halimbawa, let's say, what is the Laplace transform of 1? Ibig sabihin, function of t is equal to 1. Di ba? So, it means to say that function of t is equal to 1. Okay. Pagka kinuha natin yung Laplace transform of 1, magiging ganito lang yan. The integral from 0 to infinity, function of t is 1, then e to the negative st dt. Is it integrable? Is this integrable? What is the integral of e to the negative st dt? Diba magiging ano yan? Let u is e to the, let u be equal to negative st. Di ba ang derivative ng, ang integral ng e to the u is e to the u? Am I right? Hello? Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Ano integral ng e to the u? Tawag nga ako. Baka ako na lang andito Julia, andiyan ka pa, Julia?
Yes po, sir.
Anong integral ng a to b? Balik ako, anong integral noon? Yan. How will you integrate a to the negative st dt? Hindi na sumagot si Julia.
Ano?
Jan. Sige, go on. Sige, Julia, go ahead.
Sir, try lang po. Ano po? Negative e raised to negative st po.
Ano? Sige, susulat ko, ano?
Ano po, sir? Negative e
Negative?
raised to negative st po.
Hindi.
Negative e, sir. Hindi po negative t, sir.
Negative e.
Hindi po t.
Ganyan. Tapos, ganoon. Ganyan ba? Ganyan? E negative st?
Yes
Ganito
po,
yan,
sir.
ano? Ganito. The integral of e to the u is e to the u plus c, provided that du is the exact derivative of that one. Tingnan natin dito. Ang u natin dito is equal to negative st. Pagka kinuha natin yung first derivative, negative s dt. Wala naman tayong negative s dun So, multiply natin ang negative s, divide natin ang negative s. Neutralizing factor. Then the result is negative 1 all over s e to the negative s. Do you follow? Dapat exact derivative dahil hindi exact derivative, kuha tayo ng neutralizing factor. Then the limit, apply the limit. Upper limit minus the lower limit. So, negative 1 over s. Yung s mo, constant ito, no? A, arbitrary constant. To the negative, replace t by infinity. Minus the lower limit. E to the negative infinity is what? 0. Tama. Oh, 0. So, kung 0 yan, magiging negative 1 all over s. You have the 0. E to the 0. 1. Or the negative times negative, positive. We can conclude that the Laplace transform of 1 is 1 all over s. Tandaan niyo yung result ha, kasi yan yung basic transform na gagamitin natin. Dapat memorize ninyo ito. Hindi rin ito nawawala sa board exam. Laging kasama yan sa board exam. Laplace transform of 1 is 1 over s. That is actually t to the 0. Any quantity raised to 0 is unity. Kaya ito yung magiging Laplace transform of 1. T to the 0 ha. What about t to the 1? T to the 2? Tingnan natin. Any questions so far? It's a matter of applying your integral calculus. Let's continue. Laplace transform of t. So this time, the function of t is equal to t to the 1. Therefore, the Laplace transform of t is what? From the formula, from 0 to infinity, we have t e to the negative st dt. What is this? How will you integrate? T e to negative st dt. Give me some idea about this. Jan? Hello, Jan? Paano i-integrate yun? Ha? Ano yung IBP? Interim Batasang Pambansa. Ano yung IBP? Integration by parts. Oh, integration by parts. Tama siya. Do you agree? Everybody, do you agree? You have to apply integration by parts. O sige. O dyan, nakikinig ako. Paano mo i-integrate? Tama yung suggestion mo, IBP. Paano? Let's hindi. Di ba yung formula natin sa integration by part, the integral of u dv equal to ub minus the integral of b du. Tama? Oo. So, you have to choose your u, you have to choose your dv. dv, no? Kaya lang, ang rule kasi dito, make sure that dv is integrable. Yun lang naman ang general rule dun eh. So, ano ang u mo dito? Sige. By parts. Integration by parts. Let u equal to, kaya nga, equal to what? Equal to e. Hindi ko masyado marinig eh. E. Mas okay ito. Then, you have here du is equal to dt. Kung kinuha mo yung t as u, then dv is e to the negative st dt. Such that your b is what? Tulad ng ginawa natin kanina. Negative. Thank you. Tama yan. I hope everybody can follow. Then apply the formula. That is UB minus the integral of B du. Ang lalabas ngayon, the Laplace transform of function of t is UB minus the integral of B du. With u equal to t and b equal to negative 1 over s, UB minus the integral of B du. No? This time, it is integrable. Simplify natin. Magiging negative t over s, negative t all over s, e to the negative st. Magpa-positive na. 1 over s, okay? Integrable na, no? UB minus the integral of B du. Okay. So, integrable na ito, magiging negative t all over s, e to the negative st, plus 1 all over s. The integral of e to the u is e to the u du. Kaya lang, meron kang neutralizing factor na negative 1 over s. So, ito yung multiply pa natin ng negative 1 all over s. Then, e, limit from 0 to infinity. Let's do it directly. O, hindi, simplify ko muna. Para ano, bago natin i-apply yung limit. Yan. Upper limit minus the lower limit. Hindi ba ang lalabas, e to the negative infinity is 0? So, yung upper limit natin, so yung upper limit natin, infinity. E to the negative infinity, everything will turn out to be 0. Minus the lower limit. So, negative. E to the 0 is 1. At time t equal to 0, the first term will turn out to be 0. Then, what about here? E to the 0 is 1 minus 1 all over s squared. Diba? Simplify it further. Negative, negative is positive. This is the Laplace transform of t. 1 all over s. Okay? Any questions so far? Any question? So, isa pa. Laplace transform of t to, ano yun, ano? T? What about t squared? We're trying to generalize, no? What about if the function of t is equal to t squared? So, ito yung magiging the Laplace transform of t squared, ano? Yan. Balik tayo, no? Hindi ba ang sabi dito, the Laplace transform of a function of t is the integral from 0 to infinity a function of t e to the negative st dt. Pagka na-evaluate natin yung integral, ang lalabas, function of s. Tingnan ninyo yung Laplace transform ng 1. 1 over s, a function of s. Form of t. Laplace transform of t, 1 over s squared. No? So, naging function of s. Ito kaya. Will you try? Then give me the answer. Ang mangyayari dito, dalawang beses kang mag-i-integration by parts. Sige nga, will you try? Then give me the answer. Where's Sepe? Hello? Sepe? Elijah? Hello, Elijah?
Yes, sir.
Oo. Ikaw ba yung
Sir.
nag-message sa akin dati?
Opo, sir.
Yung late submission nung yung late submission nung nung sa exam,
Po.
yung oo. Okay lang yon. Okay lang
Thank
kahit halimbawa na ang importante naman kasi nagko-comply kayo no? The earlier, the better. Kasi kino-consider ko rin naman yung iba kasi mahina ang internet, no? Acceptable naman yung ganung reason. So as long that you can comply, okay lang yon. Ikaw yung nag-message sa akin no?
Opo, sir. Thank you
Oo.
po.
Kaya lang, hindi ko nagustuhan yung pagkaka-address mo sa akin. You call me Mr. Natividad ba? Parang ganun yung pagkaka-message mo. Dapat, pagka makikipag-communicate ka, no? Kasi ito magiging, kaya ko sinasabi ito sa iyo ngayon, sa inyong lahat actually, para ma-practice kayo na pagka nagpunta kayo sa trabaho, you're going to address your superior with due respect. No? Kasi in-address mo ako, Mr. No? Kung ayaw mo akong tawagin sir, i-address me as an engineer. Ganun yun. Kung yung teacher ninyo, kung babae, address mo as ma'am. No? Wag mister, wag miss. Kasi yun, sa high school lang yun. Siguro ganun kayo sa high school, Kung tawagin yung mga nyo. Ganun,
Yes, sir. Po.
Oo. Next time, next time. Pagka
Opo.
makikipag-communicate kayo, address properly. Lalo na sa trabaho. Yung mga immediate superior nyo, hindi yung pwede i-address na mister, miss. No, it should be sir. O kaya, kung siya ay engineer, o the engineer. That is the proper way. Kaya ako ito sinasabi sa inyo, kasi darating ang panahon, you will be in practice. Nasa profession na kayo ng engineering. That is the proper way. Okay, Mr. Sepe? Elijah?
Sir.
Naintindihan mo ako, Elijah? No, nawala ka na, hindi ka na sumugot. Anyway. Balik tayo doon sa sige. Anong result? May result na kayo? May result na ba? Ganito ang kalalabasan yan If you're going to apply integration by parts, twice, you will find out that the Laplace transform of t squared is equal to 2 divided by s cubed. No? Then, if we're going to continue, the Laplace transform of t cubed, ilan? 6 divided by s to the fourth. Or in general, tingnan natin, i-compare natin. The Laplace transform of t to the 0 is 1 over s. The Laplace transform of t to the 1 is 1 all over s squared. Then t squared is 2, t cubed is 6. Actually, 6 can be written, no? 6 can be written as 3 factorial, tama. Then, 2 can be rewritten as 2 factorial. Okay? Then, 1 can be written as 1 factorial. Then, this can be taken as 0 factorial, wherein 0 factorial is equal to 1. Okay? And based on this, we can generalize. Pwede mo nang sabihin ganito eh. The Laplace transform of t to the n is equal to n factorial, kanyo. Pagka 0, 0 factorial. Then s to the 1. Pagka 1, 1 factorial, naging s squared. Pagka t squared, 2 factorial, s cubed. Tapos dito, ano? S to the, what have you observed?
N plus 1 po, sir.
N plus 1. Tama. Yan. So, ito ngayon, ito na lang tandaan niyo. The Laplace transform of t to the n is simply n factorial divided by s to the n plus 1. Okay? Ilan na yung nagawa nating formula? Ayun. Sa, dalawa, tatlo. No? Laplace transform, ay, tama nga. Laplace transform of, ayun, 1. Tabulate natin ha. I want you to memorize this basic trigonometric, basic Laplace transform. So you have here the Laplace transform of a function, sorry. You have there the function of t. Then, the Laplace transform of 1 is 1 all over s. Then yung first formula natin. The Laplace transform of t is 1 all over s squared. Or in general, the Laplace transform of t to the n is n factorial divided by s to the n plus 1. Pagdating sa board exam, close everything. You have to memorize this. Kung nahihirapan ka mag-memorize, mapipilitan ka mag-derive. Sayang ang oras. There are so many formulas to be memorized. No? Pagdating sa application, okay lang sa trabaho eh. Ay, okay lang dito sa school eh. Naka-online tayo, pwede nyo tignan eh. Pagdating sa trabaho, pwede ba sabihin sa kliyente mo, sandali titignan ko sa libro. Hindi pwede. No? Mawawala yung confidence sa inyo ng client. So, ilan na yan? Tatlo, no? Then we have, ito pa, e, the Laplace transform of e to the plus or minus 80. It is simply, pagka positive e to the 80, ang transform niya, 1 all over s minus a. Pagka negative, positive naman. Opposite ha. Pagka positive doon, negative ka dito. Pagka negative doon, positive doon. Okay. Then, a sine 80. The Laplace transform of sine is a then pagka cosine, s naman. Nagbago lang ng numerator. Pero ang denominator, pareho. Okay? Then we have the other one. If the function of t, then we have the Laplace transform Pagka ang function of t mo ay hyperbolic, hyperbolic at, pareho din sa sign, kaya lang yung denominator mo mababago, magiging s squared minus naman pagka hyperbolic. Then you have hyperbolic cosine s divided by s squared minus a squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Memorize ninyo ito, ha? How, as a part of your uh, problem set, ano, you try to derive e to the at plus or minus sine, cosine, hyperbolic sine, and hyperbolic cosine. Okay? Hanggang oras ba tayo? Hanggang oras tayo?
11:45 po.
Oh, sige, ito na lang. Let's set the following theorems. Any questions so far?
Wala naman po, sir.
Wala ka naintindihan?
Meron naman po, sir.
May tanong ka. Ano yung tanong mo?
I mean, sir, wala po akong tanong.
Hindi, joke lang. So, let's set the following theorems. The first theorem is known as linearity property. Linearity property. Under the linearity property, the Laplace transform A is a constant. A times a function of t, then plus b, another function of t. Pwede yung paghiwalayin, no? Since A is a constant, pwede mo i-factor out. Tapos ganyan na lang. Then, factor out mo rin yung b. Then, Laplace transform of another function of t. That is known as linearity property. In proving dito, balik tayo dito. In proving this basic Laplace transform, saglit lang ha, saglit lang. In proving, ito nga, i-prove ninyo, no, yung e to the at sine at cosine, hyperbolic sine, hyperbolic cosine. You're going to encounter this one, no? The sum. So, apply the theorem, linearity property. Then, the second theorem, actually, marami, pero ito yung pinaka-importante, no? This is known as a first shifting theorem. Ano itong first shifting theorem? We have the Laplace transform of e to the plus or minus at times a function of t. Actually, pwede mo kunin lang yung Laplace transform ng function of t. Tanggalin mo, you neglect a to the plus or minus at. Evaluate mo lang yung Laplace transform ng function of t. Whatever the result, may result ka dyan in terms of s. Whatever the result, no? You simply replace s. Papalitan mo lang yung s by the quantity s minus a. S plus a. Halimbawa, e to the positive at function of t. E positive, kunin mo yung Laplace transform ng function of t, then yung result na s, palitan mo ng s minus a. Kasi e to the positive at. Kung yun na e to the negative at, s must be replaced by s plus a. That is known as a first shifting theorem. If you will not apply this theorem, the solution will be quite long. It's difficult. So, using this theorem will facilitate the procedure. And the third theorem, theorem number 3, transform of derivatives. The Laplace transform of the first derivative of the function of the data, no, is simply S. The Laplace transform of the function, then minus a function of 0. Second derivative. Try to observe, no, yung pattern natin. Pagka second derivative, ito ay magiging s squared, the Laplace transform of the function minus the quantity. From s squared, magiging s. Then, a function of 0. Then from s to the 1, magiging s to the 0. And s to the 0 is 1. Pero ito yung magiging first derivative of a function of 0. Please observe the pattern. Later on, we're going to have the general formula. Third derivative. Tingnan nyo ha, ito yung magiging s cubed, the Laplace transform of the function, minus the quantity. You have here s squared, a function of 0, magiging s na lang. But, first derivative of 0, plus, what? S to the 1, s to the 0 is 1, second derivative of a function of 0. Sige, let me see. Fourth derivative. Sige nga. Anybody? Fourth derivative.
Sir, try ko po.
Sige, sige. I'm listening.
S raised to 4,
S to the fourth,
Laplace transform of f,
Laplace transform of the function,
minus quantity of
quantity,
S raised to 3,
S cubed, then,
f f0 po. F quantity of 0.
then, next,
S raised to 2 po.
S squared,
Then f, first derivative of f and z, quantity
then,
of 0,
continue,
plus s, second derivative po of
yes,
f0, plus third derivative po of f, quantity 0.
meron pa?
Wala na po.
Wala na. So, may pattern ano? Let's have this in general. Ano ngayon kung any order of the derivative? Let's say, ito na yung pinaka-general formula natin. Ayan na. No. Sorry. Nth derivative na. What have you observed? No? Pagka first derivative, the first term is s to the 1. Pagka second derivative, the first term is s to the second. No? Pareho. So, ibig sabihin, pagka nth derivative, ano ito? S to the what? Anybody? S to the n, tama? Then, the Laplace transform, of the function minus the quantity. What next? What have you observed? S squared naging S. S cubed naging S squared. S to the fourth naging S cubed. Eh kung N, ano yung exponent ng S?
N-1 po.
N minus 1, then a function of 0. Okay? And what have you observed? Pababa yung exponent ng S, ano? Hindi ba? So, ang kasunod nito, S to the N minus 2. Pero yung order ng derivative ng function of 0, tumataas. Bumababa yung exponent ng S, tumataas yung order ng derivative. Hindi ba? So, ibig sabihin, ano yung kasunod? S to the, one more. S to the, hello? Hello, are you still there?
Sir, hindi po ba N-3 po?
Oo nga, N-3, pero yung ano mo, yung function of 0, ano ng order?
Second derivative.
Second derivative. So, tingnan ninyo. Kung ano yung subtrahend sa exponent ng S, yun yung order ng derivative. Di ba? Pero bumababa eh. Ibig sabihin, yung last term natin, ano ang lalabas? Wala ka ng S. Pero yung order ng derivative, magiging ilan? Kung yun ay fourth, naging third order na lang, yung last. Kung yun ay 3, naging 2 na lang. So in general, this is n minus 1 order of a function of 0. And the term second to the last, lagi kang merong s. Term second to the last. Then the function of n minus 2, 0. This is now the general formula for the transform of derivatives. Okay. Next. The fourth theorem is division by t. Halimbawa, ganito. You're interested on the Laplace transform of a function of t divided by t. Kukunin mo muna yung Laplace transform, ano? So ito, it is equal to the integral from s to infinity. No? Then, the Laplace transform of a function of t ds. Magdo-double integration ka. No? Kukunin mo muna yung Laplace transform ng function of t. Pagka nakuha yung Laplace transform ng function of t, i-integrate mo ngayon from s to infinity with respect to s. That is division by. Okay? So we'll have the application by next meeting. Any questions so far? We'll have the sample problem by next meeting. Picture na ninyo. Klase tayo. Buti pa kayo umattend. Sila, unang bis kahit isa wala. Hindi na nagme-message. Laging ganoon yung ECE tuto. Hindi ko lang kung may problema sila o ayaw ba nila ng subject o paano. No. Idea? Wala, may kakilala ba kayo doon?
Try po namin sila i-message, sir.
Tanong nyo kung anong problema, bakit hindi sila umattend. Irregular yung klase natin. Tulad, anong araw ba ngayon? Thursday, ano? Estudyante ko sila ng Tuesday. Late na sila. Ang mangyayari ngayon, mag-add na lang ako ng kung ano yung lecture ko sa inyo. I-upload ko na lang sa kanila. Wala namang problema sa akin yun. Kaya lang, ang nagiging problema nun, ito kasing topic natin, kahit nababasa mo, merong part na mahirap intindihin. Minsan nga yung nakikinig na kayo, hindi pa rin ma-absorb na mabuti. Imagine, yung oras ng klase namin, naghihintay ako hanggang 30 minutes. Walang umaatin. And anyway, sila ang magkakaproblema doon, hindi naman kayo, hindi rin ako. Pero na-appreciate ko lang yung effort niyo na every time na may klase tayo, diyan kayo. At kasama yan sa evaluation, self-evaluation. Kasi at the end, for the final grade, even for the period of midterm, I will be asking you one by one for your self-evaluation. At kasama yan, attendance, then the participation, pagka nagtatanong ako, nakakasagot ba kayo? Then, yung time of submission do sa mga requirements. Although you can submit late, okay lang. Pero kung halimbawa na ang scale natin 1:10, kung nakapagsasubmit kayo nung on time, at tama, hindi yung just to comply. Yung iba kasi nagko-comply lang pero mali naman pala ang solution. So kung assuming na tama lahat, tapos on time, you can give 10. Pero kung halimbawa tama naman lahat pero late, hindi na 10. Kayo mag-evaluate sa sarili ninyo. No? Okay? If you don't have any question, Thursday tayo ngayon. Kung wala tayong klase, ino-notify ko kayo ahead of time. If you don't have any question, you can now leave. Thank you for listening.